Yay Media Group.
There wasn't one near her, but there were alligators that possibly swam in there. She's like, you should come. And I was like, I can't. I got kids now.
There's some crazy stuff. I heard there's more anacondas in Florida.
Anacondas?
Yeah.
I thought they were only in the Amazon. Hey guys, episode 133. I hope you all, if you do celebrate Easter, had a wonderful Easter. We went to church and then went to Peleuses, bringing that up because when my dad was here, that's what we talked about. We ate way too much. I was so full last night. I barely ate today.
It was good to like stuff yourself once in a while with good food. I even ate like the warm bread came out and I crushed it.
You never eat bread.
I know I'm pretty good, but now I'm like, I'm getting weak. I told you.
Well, I got a steak and I love their steak and I feel so bad because I couldn't say anything. And our server was so sweet. And so I like my steak well done and it came back medium rare? It was bloody.
It was rare.
It was a bloody buddy.
Yeah.
So I like mine dead and cooked.
No, you said medium well.
Medium well.
I don't even know what that means. What's medium well?
Like I always say medium well.
Overcooked side of medium?
Not overcooked, but like in between, but not bloody. Not bloody, but not overcooked.
Yeah, but when you said medium well, he probably thought you said medium rare because I don't even think medium well is a thing.
Yeah, so I ate it and then I didn't say anything because I felt bad.
You ate around the outside.
I ate around the outside was like cooked, but just the inside. And then I gave it to you.
And I ate it for breakfast.
Yeah, and I told Jeff, I was like, you can eat this. And Jeff's like, I can cook it.
Yeah, I ate it this morning. But I had a big fish thing with like crab on top. Dude, first of all, we don't go out to eat that much, and that's, I guess, a little nicer place. Dude, our bill was crazy town.
Well, I did have 2 margaritas, and they were really good. And those were $20 a piece. So that's $40 right there. And you had 2 glasses of wines that were probably $20 a piece. So that was $100 probably in drinks.
And 4 drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, whatever. It's Easter.
It was Easter, and we don't do it all the time. So it was good.
That's why I'd rather just spend all that money at Costco than I have food for the whole week and I get steaks.
We know this. Jeff sounds just like our retired neighbor. We will go out to eat and retired neighbor will every single time be like, I could have cooked this better. And I'm like, why are we out to eat?
Yeah.
You guys are the same.
Yeah. But it was really nice. We went to church and then we did that. So it was really nice. And then when we got back, I worked on the lawn. And so our kids are in the backyard right now playing. So why'd you have to ad-lib that?
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
You tried to finish my
Did that bother you?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, I got home and I did all the grass and I edged it and I put seed back in. I know I talk about my lawn all the time. I really have nothing going on in my life but my lawn. That's where I'm at. And complaining about expensive meals. I'm just kidding. But I did all that. So now all the kids are in the backyard because we're filming so we can keep an eye on them. And they're running all over the grass where I just seeded. And I feel like I'm 110 years old and I'm mad about it.
I have to say, you did a fabulous job. I have not helped in the yard at all. And you have done it all. And today I was backing out of the yard. They're all looking in the window right now, the kids.
Oh, good. Well, good. Look in the window. Watch the show.
I was like, everybody stay in the backyard so I can keep an eye and know what's going on because we will record this and I'm texting other neighbors. Just who has my kids? Where are they?
Usually somebody's out there keeping an eye on them. But today there wasn't. So we put them back here. But last year, again, I'm going to keep going about my lawn. But last year I took it's called this weed and feed and you sprinkle it over your weeds. So you gingerly sprinkle it over your weeds. Read the directions before you use that stuff. I just put a worker's glove on and I was just grabbing handfuls and throwing it all over the weeds. And I literally burnt up half of my yard. It's just dirt. Yeah. It burned all the grass out. So this year I was trying to reseed it and get it all back in. And I wanted my lawn to be really nice because I like going out there in the summertime playing like bocce ball on a nice cut lawn, with music playing. But now the kids are running all over the seed and
You know
I'm
what though?
internally
We're
not
gonna
happy
get
about it.
another big snow. I know for sure we're gonna get another big snow, and that'll help it.
All right. Well, enough about that. We talk about the weather in our yard every single podcast. What else is going on? The Pope died.
I know. I saw that today.
Yeah,
I
and
don't know much about the Pope. I had questions for you.
Yeah. So Jordan was asking me before we started. I don't know that much about it, but I know that, when the Pope dies, he made an appearance for Easter in the Vatican yesterday. So
Yesterday?
he spoke in the afternoon.
I thought he was sick.
He was. I guess he had like double, I don't know exactly. Don't get the news from us, but I thought he had double pneumonia.
Oh,
But
my
he
goodness.
came out
I
and
didn't
gave
know
some
that.
words and he greeted the crowd. He was in a wheelchair and he greeted the crowd and then he passed away. Yeah. So they were filming this Monday, the day after Easter. But yeah, so he passed away. But I was telling Jordan how it works. And that movie Conclave is out now. And Conclave is all about getting a new pope. And I think it's been, 15 years this pope has been?
15 years?
I don't know. I'm trying to guess.
I was about to ask you that. How long
I thought
has he
it was
been
like
the Pope?
15 or 17
Do you
years.
know what about the person? Because I feel like I remember when this Pope got in.
Right.
I felt like we were living in LA. And when this happened, but
It
I
might
could
have
be
been
wrong.
before that. It might be right. I don't know about my time wise, how long he's been in there. But anyways, all the cardinals get together and they vote on the new pope. So they have a live camera. This will be coming up in the next weeks or months.
And a cardinal is a priest.
Like the highest.
The highest.
I think
priest.
there's only 100 and something cardinals.
How do you become a cardinal? Do you know all this or no?
Dude, I don't know. Watch Conclave. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just giving you the basics. The cardinals vote all together, and then you watch the Vatican, and then smoke comes out. Mm-hmm. And if the smoke is black, that means they still have to vote, kind of like a jury. And then if there's smoke is white that comes out, that means the Pope has been chosen. Wow. But you don't know who. And then everybody gets excited about where the Pope is from and what languages he speaks and all that stuff. So I don't know who the front runners are with all these betting apps these days. I wonder if you could bet on the new Pope.
Oh, that's interesting.
The priest.
Okay, wait, this is going to be a dumb question. And I don't know anything about like Catholic, Pope, all that stuff. Popes are never married, right?
I don't think so.
It's like a nun, because nuns never get married. Are there nuns even?
Yeah, of course.
There's still nuns?
Yeah, Vatican's you've never been to the Vatican, huh?
I've never been to like that side. Where is it in Italy?
It's, we sound like the biggest idiots right now if you're listening. The Vatican's its own country. Did you know that? Inside of Italy?
What?
Vatican City is like its own country. Is that right? That's right, right? I hope I don't. Riley, jump in here if I'm way off on something.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. But the Pope,
that is correct.
I don't know how many years has the Pope been around, this Pope?
The last one was 2013.
So 12 years ago.
Okay.
What did I say? 15?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So 12 years ago. So where were we? I don't think we were in LA.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah. Because we were in LA for 5 years.
So I was right. Because I feel like it was a big deal because the guy before him, wasn't he really well liked? I felt like it was like almost like when the queen of
England?
Yeah, died. That they had like a show for. Listen, if it's outside of the United States,
it's going to be big.
I don't know anything.
Well, the Pope is world news.
Yeah,
it's obviously the whole world. Worries about the Pope or cares about the Pope, who that is. If you're in that, I don't even know if you're in that religion, but whatever. You can see how much I go to church these days, and I don't even go to Catholic church anymore. So Jordan's not Catholic. They got all these rules about going to Catholic church, and Jordan didn't want to do all that. So we got married, again, if you don't know, we got married in a courthouse, and that would have been a whole nother thing. But if you get married, like if me and you were to get married in Catholic church, you would have to take classes and stuff.
Why?
You got to become Catholic to get married in a Catholic church.
Really?
Uh-huh. Yeah, so you got to take like tests and schooling.
Yeah, what's up, Catholic Church? They wouldn't even let me take communion.
Yeah, no communion.
They wouldn't let me take bread or wine or juice, grape juice. And then if you go to like one of our churches, like the non-denominational, it doesn't matter. You can just show up.
Yeah, Catholics.
They're strict.
They're strict.
And then you were trying to work a deal with one of the priests.
Oh yeah, it was.
To work a deal on the side.
I forgot about that.
But I had to take a class or something. I was like, I don't even live here. And Jeff, I think you want to get Lawson baptized.
Yes.
And you were trying to like give him some money or something on the side. Weren't you going to like pay him? You have to pay them.
Well, you got to pay too. Yeah. Little donations.
Yeah. You were going to give him a little extra donation if he would let Lawson be baptized.
Yeah, that's right. So shout out to St. Eugene's Church in Norridge, Illinois.
But I wasn't Catholic.
That's where I got baptized. And that's where that's where I grew up. Now my parents moved away from that area. But yeah, so that's where I grew up. And one of the priests, oddly enough, we were leaving and the priest greet you, and then there's the holy water and you do a little, sign of the cross on your way out. And the priest is like, hey, Jeff, how are you? And I haven't been there forever. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, I watched you on Big Brother. I'm like, priests watch Big Brother?
Oh, that's funny.
And then he knew me from the show. And I was like, well, listen, since I got you here, great service. I want to get my kid baptized in the Catholic Church. What do I have to do? And he's like, well, I could help you out. We could speed it along. He didn't say like, skip the line or anything, but he's like, we could speed it along. Let me know. And I think I talked to him again.
You did,
like Christmas time.
But I think it didn't work out because you were like, Jordan, you got to take classes, and I was like,
and then we were talking about getting married, and there's all these rules in the Catholic Church, so we didn't do any of that.
I think I would have to convert, and I was like, I'm not.
Yeah,
converting.
you'd have to convert. Yeah, because my brother and my sister-in-law, my brother was Catholic, she wasn't, and she had to go through all that to get married in the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
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 Listen, I don't know all the rules either. There's some crazy rules in the Catholic religion, but I
don't know all the rules.
I've kind of faded away from that, but at least I go to church. I still have a strong faith in God, and I know you do too. But I don't know if it matters what religion you are. I think to each their own. I believe every person's relationship is different with God. They each have their own.
Yeah.
And we went to go see, not to keep this all about weather and grass and God, but we went to go see that King of Kings movie. For the kids to kind of know what Easter was about. So we went on Friday night to go see that to introduce the kids, like kind of the story. And it's a cartoon film. Animated, yeah. So I really had a problem with how skinny Jesus's neck was in this cartoon.
Jeff
That's
said
all I'll
that
say.
in the beard. Jeff's like, the beard is too crisp. I'm like,
I didn't say that. Julie said that.
Oh, my neighbor, Julie, thought the beard was too crisp. And
I said his neck it bothered me how skinny his neck was.
Well, I thought it was so good. And Leighton, being 6 years old, was like, what is sins? What is this? God has superpowers. I want to be Jesus. It was so cute.
Yeah.
And then Lawson, he didn't say anything. He was just watching it the whole time. I thought it was really good. Somebody that like grew up in church. And it really explained it for younger kids, and it wasn't too scary, and it wasn't too.
No, they definitely didn't get into the
people
nitty-gritty.
were worried, about like with
the cross and things like
all
that. Yeah.
But it was just very kind of to the point, and Leighton had so many questions after. And then I took Leighton. So my next door neighbor had sent me, there is a coffee shop in Castle Rock, Colorado. And it's a Christian coffee shop. And when you walk in, they have Christian music playing, which I was shocked. I was like, this is something I see in the South, like not here. Like you don't really see that type of stuff here.
Right.
And you guys, the place, I thought I was just going to pull right in, get my coffee and leave. The line was to the door. The drive-through was wrapped around, and they had just this, I swear it was like all of Castle Rock there. Me and Leighton were like, what in the world? They had it decorated all Eastery. It was so cute. And then with every order, you got a little Jesus that said,
little baby Jesus?
Yeah, that said, Jesus loves you. So remember Leighton was saying he wanted a Jesus. I was like, you got it. So I ordered them a hot chocolate, and you got one of those Peep marshmallows, and then whipped cream, and then Jesus on top of like your coffee.
With a little Jesus.
Yeah, with a little Jesus. And it was like the cutest place because, you don't see that type of stuff. People don't, I feel like a couple years ago, I felt like when we lived in LA, you didn't really talk about God.
Yeah.
I never talked about it with other people because I didn't want to offend people. And now I feel like they're coming out with more animated Christian-based. You did faith-based Christian movies with Alex's sister.
Yeah.
And it's just people I feel like are opening up to it more. And I think it's a good thing.
Yeah. Let's take a quick break. I'll keep talking about this. Let's
Okay.
take a quick break real fast. How's your workout routine been?
Every single day walking. I need to incorporate weights, but every day I walk. The UPS lady came to our house today to deliver package. She goes, "Great job. Every day I drive by, I see you walking."
And what's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
Every single morning, my AG1. And I put vitamin D3, K2, 2 drops of that in my AG1. And it's so great because I either take it with me on the way to carpool or I just drink it really fast. Sometimes I like to drink it like a drink. Other times I like 4 ounces and just drink it really fast.
Yeah, I drink my AG1, as everybody knows, every single morning. The first thing I do, I put a couple ounces of water, 1 scoop of AG1. I put it down, and sometimes I forget the D3K2 to put it in there with my drink, and sometimes I just drop it in my coffee if I forget.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
when you're
that's a
out
good
on the
idea.
road with your travel packets, you bring that D3K2 with you. You can drop it in your coffee, swig it down, whatever you need to do. Just make sure you make it a daily routine.
And AG1, whenever we're traveling, I love the travel packs. They're so easy to use. You got your tumbler you can take with you. And with AG1, the normally like zinc always makes me feel icky. I don't feel like sick with the vitamins at all. I actually feel more energized. And when I don't take my AG1, I feel like I feel groggy. I feel like not clear headed. With my AG1, I'm ready to go.
Yeah. You know what I'm tired of? People coming over and drinking our AG1 travel packets because we need those, but it's a good way to get the word out.
Those are the ones I give out to all the friends or people that are considering trying AG1. I always give them some of the travel packs so they could try for themselves.
Yeah. And like I said, every single time it cut my vitamin intake maybe into a quarter of what I usually take. And what I like most about AG1, unlike other supplements that make big claims without research, AG1 is formulated based on the latest science, nutrition, and wellness. I love that because they go above and beyond in studying what goes into their product.
Yeah. And AG1 can help support your digestion, your energy levels, like I mentioned, your skin health from within, cravings, and so many more things. Have you noticed any of these?
Absolutely. I notice a difference every single day. Although I don't take a day off, I'm pretty routine on my AG1. Why don't you be our AG1 buddy with us? When it comes to my health, I want something I can trust. And that's why I choose AG1 with science-backed ingredients and real benefits. I can feel it. AG1 makes it easy to support overall wellness every day. And that's why I've been partnering with AG1 for so long, or at least we have.
And AG1 is offering new subscribers a free $76 gift when you sign up. You'll get a welcome kit, a bottle of vitamin D3, K2, and 5 free travel packs in your first box. So make sure you check out drinkag1.com/togetherness to get this offer. That's drinkag1.com/togetherness to start your new year on a healthier note.
Maybe not New Year.
drinkag1.com/togetherness and start your spring on a healthier note.
That was pretty angry.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. Yeah, I don't mean to bore people with religion out there. I know, like I just said, to each their own. But I don't know. I like that it's coming back a little bit. And I like that our kids are learning about faith. They don't go to a Christian school now, but they did when they were in preschool. So watching this and celebrating and having tradition, I don't see a problem with it. And like you said, somehow politics got wrapped around like religion and faith. And I just think, why not, if you, just speaking of the Catholic religion or whatever, if you have a faith in God and you have a fear of like, you know, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not covet your neighbor's wife,
You
all
have
these
morals.
things, you do have morals, and you have a standard that's not there. It's an invisible standard, you know? And if you kind of obey some of those laws, you're a better person. As long as you're not preaching it onto somebody, what harm is coming from that?
Well, I think also life is not easy. Everybody goes through struggles. Everybody goes through up and downs. You all know, like when he lost his job, it was like, I stayed in faith, like, oh, it's all because God's redirecting you. And, you know, I think if I didn't have faith, I would have probably been super negative and depressed with you. you know,
Right.
because you were not saying you were negative. I didn't mean it like that. You
No,
were
I know.
going
No,
through
I
the
know.
motions
Yeah.
because you lost your job. Anybody would feel that way. But you also prayed and had your faith. I had my faith. I feel like for me, I've always been really into God and things like that. I'm just more open about it now than I used to be. But when you're going through something like that, or if someone's sick in your family or something happened, you have that faith and that keeps you positive.
Yeah, well, it keeps the faith, right?
Mhm.
It gives you like, I know losing your job isn't a death, but if you have that faith, there's a comfort in there.
Yeah.
Just for me, I'm not telling, do whatever you want to do at home, but I'm just saying for me, if there's that faith there, there's still a chance,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm a guy who definitely goes against the odds and against the grain. And if there's some sort of solace or comfort thinking that I have someone to talk to, which I do, and I could say whatever I want to, that's good. I mean, talking to a therapist, even if you don't have faith, that gets things off your chest. So I use my faith in the same way as someone would a therapist. I know it's not the same thing, but it does give me some sort of hope, you know? And then if you do believe in the afterlife or things like that, it's not so scary when you're going through all that stuff, you know? So I don't know. Again, no preaching here. I'm just trying to explain like where we're coming from with all that. And we're not really good Catholics or Christians either, because we're the Christmas and Easter type, but we should get better at that. Yeah, we should get better at that.
I grew up going every Sunday.
Yeah, that would be good. I mean, it makes me feel good when I do that. You know what I mean? And it's only an hour out of the day to make time like that. But I'm glad, like, I follow Mark Wahlberg and he shows himself at church every single
He's Catholic,
Sunday.
I think.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's always showing that stuff. Catholic churches are beautiful.
You should go to Europe.
No, where were we? When I went to Italy, where La Spezia.
Yeah, that's my mother's, where she was born. Yeah.
We went to a church and it was a Catholic church and it was beautiful.
They're all over Spain, everywhere.
Yeah.
They're gorgeous.
But I felt like we went somewhere else when we were traveling and it was, it had to be Italy.
We were in Bologna for a little bit, right? Didn't you meet me in Bologna?
Where did your cousin take us that day we went shopping?
Pisa.
Yeah.
We went to Pisa to see the Leaning Tower.
I was freaking out. We were like going through these mountains. Remember those mountains and those little roads? And I was like,
Remember he was driving, it was so tight that he smashed the rear view mirror off his car. That's how tight the roads were.
And there was no guardrail.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, this is like crazy.
Yeah. So didn't you meet me in Bologna or no?
At a really small airport. I don't remember.
I think it was. I don't know. If you watched Around the World for Free, you guys probably know more than me. I thought it was Bologna because that's the biggest city. And then La Spezia is straight west of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good food.
It was good food.
It was so good. By the way, I love your sweatshirt. I told Jeff, I go, your clothes. Okay. You know, I've seen this meme. It says you put on your husband's shirts, like thinking it's going to be all big and cute. And yours like fit me. Your shirts like fit me. They're like my size shirts. So I'm going to steal that sweatshirt because it'll fit me.
I just pulled this out. I forgot. I've had this sweatshirt for like a year and a half,
that's
2
like
years.
my color. I love that color on me.
It's like very beachy. It says California. What's the name of this brand? I have a bunch of stuff from them.
Soul Angeles?
Oh, yeah.
Where is that?
It's Seoul, Los Angeles. I have a bunch of stuff from them. Their stuff's really soft.
Yeah. You went through a phase where you just wanted soft.
Yeah.
You used to say that all the time.
I do like it. I don't know why I said that twice.
Oh my goodness, y'all. Lawson got up today. He's got a little bit of cough. And it's because it's been hot, cold. And he had a little bit of a fever. Well, then Leighton is like, you just favor Lawson and you let him do whatever. And you're just making me go to school. And I was like, Leighton, you don't have a choice. Lawson has a fever. I have to,
Wasn't he home last week?
Yeah. And then, so then I had Leighton crying about that. So then Lawson starts crying. It was like, Leighton, you just ruined everything. You're so mean. And I really am sick. And I was just like, oh my gosh, get me home or get me out of here to school.
Oh, speaking of Easter, I forgot, so every year the Easter Bunny writes little notes, and we have like little scavenger hunt. And we had a late one
Your
on
dad
Saturday.
started that.
Yeah, my dad's Easter Bunny started that.
Yeah.
So I used to do that when I was a kid, and I have like little scavenger hunt. So I do it, but we got home. We were out pretty late on Saturday.
I played DJ. I was like DJ all night. I did pretty good.
Summer Jordan's coming back, and it's affecting my my life as well.
You were having a good time.
I did have a good time.
You were dancing, but I wasn't a good DJ.
I was getting pooped out towards the end of the night. So we took off, and then I go home. I'm like, oh my God, I got to write all these like little, I got to find these little notes. You know what I mean?
You did a good job.
Yeah, but the Easter Bunny might have been a little buzzed and wrote too many notes because the kids woke up at 6:30 and we were going up and down the stairs from the top floor to the bottom floor. And I was like, whoa, the Easter Bunny had a rough one yesterday.
And I was hungover. And so we went from upstairs to straight to basement to middle floor, basement up. And then my heart was racing.
And then the Easter Bunny left the presents in the garage.
In the truck.
Yeah. Yeah. And my brother texts me, he's like, does the Easter Bunny still leave notes? I'm like, yeah. Yeah, but the Easter Bunny's getting tired. He's getting old.
No, but you did a good job. You took like the little hay that you put, I call it hay, in the basket.
Oh, you mean what do you call it? The grass?
The straw?
Yeah, the straw Easter grass that's you'll find in midsummer somewhere.
Oh my gosh, Jeff just took like a chunk of it and put it on the banister with no tape. You didn't tape it down. So it went lost and grabbed
the Easter Bunny was tight.
It fell. And then I vacuumed all today and I kept finding more
I told you you're going to find it like in the middle of spring.
In the garage. It was like in the crack of things. I was like, oh my gosh.
Whatever. How many more years?
But you did a good job. He does it. You do a great job on the notes. You've done it every year since they were kids.
Yeah. And I don't know how many more.
Since they were 2.
I don't know how many more years we got it at. So you got to soak up. Trying to soak up every minute. You know what I mean?
I think
because
they
it's going to be gone in a second.
All the time.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's take a quick little break. Sorry we're boring you with these weird stories, but we're going to do some voicemails. Again, thanks for sending those in. We always get a good laugh. So let's have a good time when we come back. It's no secret that the last couple months I was out without a job and I'm secure now. Luckily, I'm back on my feet, but it was a scary time. And I got to look inward as well as outward at my kids and think, what is their future going to be like? And I'm glad I got to reflect on something like that because now I don't take my kids' future for granted.
Well, when it's just you're always thinking about yourself. And then now we have kids. It's like we have to think about our kids. If something happens to us when we're on a trip, are our kids going to be taken care of? Are they going to be okay? This is something that we talk about a lot at late night, like with our neighbors.
Well, you got me thinking about it right now. What do you mean a trip?
I think about this all the time. If something happened to us on a trip, are our kids going to be okay? We have to make sure they're covered. Peace of mind for me. You want your spouse and your kid's future to be okay and financially taken care of in case something does happen to you.
Right. God forbid things happen and you want to make sure you're prepared for the unseen.
Select Quote is one of America's leading insurance brokers with nearly 40 years of experience, helping over 2 million customers find over $700 billion in coverage since 1985.
That's right. Other life insurance brokers offer impersonal one-size-fits-all policies that may cost you more and cover you less, while Select Quote can help find the right policy for you.
Have you worried about trying to fit shopping for life insurance into your busy schedule? In as little as 15 minutes, a Select Quote licensed insurance agent can tailor a life insurance policy to your family's needs and budget. And have you been concerned about the cost of life insurance? Is it more affordable than you think with Select Quote, with some policies costing less than $1 a day?
Plus, they could get you same-day coverage with no medical exam required. Head to SelectQuote.com and a licensed insurance agent will call you right away with the right policy for your life and your budget.
Select Quote. They shop, you save.
Get the right life insurance for your family for less at selectquote.com/togetherness. That's MESS. Go to selectquote.com/togetherness today to get started. Don't delay. That's selectquote.com/togetherness. All right, guys, so we're going to do some Together Mess hotline messages. Again, we were really having a good time listening to all these messages, and we don't listen to them beforehand. Our producer, Riley, puts them together for us, then sends them to him because some of them are kind of shocking on air, like about the grapes. But if you want to leave a message, again, the number is 720-722-1082, and just call and leave and talk about a message, and maybe we'll put you on Together Mess podcast.
Okay, so this one is no name. Oh, let me make sure I have it.
No name interviewing, it says.
Okay, ready?
Hey, Jeff and Jordan. I'm calling from Oklahoma, and I just wanted to ask Jeff a question. What is your best tip for interviewing? I've never interviewed very much before for jobs. I'm starting to have to do that, and it's a lot harder than I thought it would be. So I just wondered I know you've had to do that lately, and I just wondered what's your best tips for that. Thanks. Love you guys from Big Brother, and I love listening and watching your podcast. See ya.
No. Best interviewing tip.
Oh, like I'm getting interviewed?
Yeah, like when you go out for interviews for jobs, what's the best tip?
You know what? I could use a couple pointers myself because I don't know. I'm very much myself when I go places, and now I kind of, I'm at that age where I'm like, this is kind of how I do things, and this is kind of what I want, instead of pretending I'm someone I'm not, and then they hired a person that wasn't right for their job just for me trying to be a chameleon to fit into that position. I want them to know who I am up front. And then by now I have enough references and, things I've done over the years to be like, this is kind of an idea of who I am. But I don't know. That's a good one because I don't get too many jobs. I'm lucky enough to get what I get. But I don't know. I would say interviewing process is all about like communication and who you know.
Yeah.
I hate to say that because a lot of people out there don't have, they're not fortunate enough to know somebody maybe for a job that they're going out for. They're just randomly going out. But it's really the connections that you make plug you into those positions, So
I think if you're doing the interview to be as personable as possible,
I'd
so
say
they
open.
can see your personality and not changing who you are just to get the job, but letting them see, she's bubbly. She's like this. Okay, she might fit in with us. If everybody in the office isn't bubbly, you might not fit in,
Yeah.
And see who you are. And I think just being I hated interviewing. Like when I did it like a while ago, it's so uncomfortable.
Yeah. I don't mind interviewing. I don't mind meeting people, but it's like, you don't know what they want to hear. So it's a little scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you kind of tell them what they want. And they're like, well, we're kind of looking for this. That's like always what I get like in interviews. Well, we're looking for someone who's kind of like this, And I'm like, well,
I think
why
if
did you call
go
me
in
here?
there and it's almost like when you're not thinking, you're just relaxed and you're not trying too hard, you get it.
Yeah,
so
I've gotten
weird.
a lot of auditions. Again, my auditions are a lot different than going out on a proper business audition, But I don't know. Sorry, that advice sucked because I could use a little myself, to be honest with you.
Okay, so this is Trisha, and it says Big Sexy Weekend.
Hey, Jeff and Jordan. My name is Trisha, and I'm calling from Oklahoma. I just love you guys. I've been watching y'all since your Big Brother days, and I look forward to watching every episode of Togetherness. I just finished watching y'all with Big Sexy, and oh my gosh, I laughed the whole time. Y'all definitely need to have him on every time he does it. He brought more fun and laughs to an already amazing podcast. Here's my question. How was Big Sexy's weekend with the boys? I was looking forward to hearing all about it. I'm a grandma myself, and I just wanted to hear what he had to say about your boys. But I know you all ran out of time. Apparently, he had more stories to tell, so maybe next time you'll need to do a Big Sexy 2-hour special, like for real. And before I go, I want to congratulate you, Jeff, on your new job and let you know that I can't wait to try your jardiniere, hopefully someday soon. And also, y'all are always wondering if your listeners are bored. Just FYI, we're not. So please keep doing what you're doing, and may God continue to bless your sweet little family. Bye.
Oh,
that
Trisha,
was sweet. That
you're
was
so
sweet.
cute.
See, that's why when I hear these, I'm like, oh man,
Jeff's
people are
about to
listening.
cry. Your eyes are watery. Just very emotional lately.
Yeah, very. Yeah, I am.
Do you
yeah.
want to talk about it?
No, it's
Okay.
very nice to hear those messages. Yeah.
Yeah, it's it makes you, it keeps you going when you hear those and you have like positive feedback. But Big Sexy, he is a character. He has a million stories, so we'll bring him back. We should have done a 2-parter with him. He loves just being included. He loves being invited.
He loves it.
Yeah,
he loves it. Like when he
it.
comes back now, he's going to be very excited. He's going to have an outfit ready.
Oh, for sure.
Because he got that new hat. I don't want to call him out. He got a new hat and he was very excited
He
about
was
it.
very excited because Lawson, did he tell that story?
Mm-hmm.
Lawson picked it out?
He didn't tell it on the podcast, did he? I don't think so.
I don't know if he did. Lawson told him,
goes,
like,
"You gotta get
Grandpa, you got to get that hat. Like, that'll look good on you." So he bought it because Lawson told him. He took Lawson to Dick's. But, okay, so the young kids now like Goat USA. It's a clothing brand. It's not cheap. And Lawson, one of these pants, they're like ice cream looking pants, but all the kids wear them now.
Yeah.
And they'll wear their Birkenstocks.
Are those Goat
with socks.
the ice cream or no?
Yeah,
Oh, they are?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I don't know for
thought
sure.
it was Goat.
Maybe.
I think they are because when I was on the website, Lawson's like, "Oh, I want those." All the Lawson sizes are typically sold out. And oh yeah, took him and bought Lawson a bunch of stuff, way too much stuff, like grandparents do. And he just had like a good time, and he had the best time with the boys because my dad is not the baby, like changing diapers, holding the baby. That's not Big Sexy. He likes this age where they can go to the bathroom themselves and take care of themselves and put themselves to bed. But he can have fun with them. He can play around with them. He can take them out to eat. They know how to act. Like, he likes this type of stuff. He loves my dad's way of showing he loves you is buying for you. Like, that's just how he's always been. And so like Lawson telling him, "Can we go to Dick's?" Like, he loved that. Because he loved going to the store and buying him stuff. And, but yeah, so he had the best time and he loves coming out here every single time he leaves. He's like, "I should buy a house out in Colorado." And I just tell him, I'm like, "You are a true North Carolina guy. Like, you would love it here, but if you moved here, you would be so homesick after a while and you would want to be back by the ocean."
Yeah, he needs some water. He needs a boat.
Yeah,
Big Sexy needs a boat in his life.
Big Sexy needs a boat, and he'll take his work and go out on a boat and just work. And he's just that type of guy. I think he's too nice for out here. Like, I think some people are not as social as him.
Oh yeah, he'll just go up and talk. And people are like, "What?"
Yeah, he would probably ring someone's doorbell and be like, "Hey, dude, I love your paint color. Can you tell me what paint color your house is?" And then he would probably be on someone's Ring camera,
for sure,
and they would post, "This weirdo's trying to come in my house," because that's how it is here. And I know somebody in my neighborhood, somebody had a reflective, like a worker vest.
Yeah.
And somebody put it on our neighborhood Facebook, like, "Who is this person or suspect, or this looks suspicious?" It was something like that. And me and my friend Lisa were dying laughing. I was like, an Amazon worker or probably somebody doing construction on the road out here. No one's breaking into your house.
Make sure
People are just weird.
Make sure you like see a car. I don't know why. I don't know why I even go on the internet. It ruins everything in my whole life.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
The
like
fake-
people show up and they have like a work order, like a vest, but there's no car or police that are dressed up, but you don't see the police car.
Oh, I have
and
seen
they're
that
on the
stuff.
Ring camera and they're like, "What do you want?" And they're like, "Just open the door." And they're like, "No, what do you want?" And they don't say what they want because they're there to like rob them, you know? But I mean, how often does that happen? But the media or social media exploits this stuff, and then it pops up on my feed. By the way, you send me the worst things.
Why?
First of all, I only go on social media once in a while, and when I do, I have 32 direct messages from Jordan.
I
and they're
sent him
all of
all
like people
videos.
plunging to their death or something happening crazy. And all my things are like Jocko positivity, like everything's just positive. Like no matter what happens, I won't stop. Like, and I just send her positive stuff. I'm like, what is all this? Some lady jumped off, fell on a car. I'm like,
I sent that to you because you always say the craziest stuff happens in Russia. And it was an 80-something-year-old lady in Russia that was on the 6th floor cleaning her window. She fell 6 stories on top of the car
well, I
and
don't need to see that.
it.
And then a bird like getting electrocuted. Like, what are you sending me? You just send me
I got a bird.
You send me like all things that are just weird and negative in some roundabout
They're
way.
not negative.
And everything
it's
I
just
send
stuff
you
going on.
go.
Or
I need to
I'll
know that a
send
lady
you-
plunged to her death in Russia.
Because
you
you
need to send
always
me
say
that.
the craziest stuff happens in Russia. So that
Of
I
course
send
it
to you.
is.
I send you Italian stuff. I send you husband and wife joke.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
you do. Oh, you give me a lot of those
Because they're funny.
they're kind of funny.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's something you can laugh at.
Yeah,
And
but I
then I'll
send you
send
all
you
like
stuff
positive stuff.
going
Do you
on
even
in
look
the
at my
world.
stuff?
Yeah, of course. And I always like heart it or I clap, a hand clap.
I don't know. I don't see the hand claps. But anyways, yeah, that's funny. I forgot to mention that.
All right.
What?
Nothing. Let's do the last one. We have another
Okay,
one.
yeah. Let's hurry up, or not hurry up, but yeah.
Okay, this is Sandy Labs.
Hi, Jeff and Jordan. My name is Sandy. I'm from Texas. Big Brother fan, and been listening to your podcast since the beginning. I was listening to your podcast with Big Sexy today, and you were talking about the Labrador that was crazy. I also had a Labrador that was crazy. I think that may just be part of their breed. My son broke a toilet, and my husband took it out and set it in the backyard. And when he went out to take it to the dumpster, she had eaten the porcelain toilet. She also got into our garage one night when it was cold, and I had left the door open after taking the kids in. And she ate the leather seats out of the back seat of my Blazer, chewed the steering wheel and the
What?
gear shift. So I really think it may just be the Labrador breed that makes them crazy.
What?
Oh my gosh. We're never getting a lab.
All big sexy messages, huh? Your dad's got a hotline number now.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. I had a short-haired yellow lab growing up, like when I was young, and then we got this chocolate lab.
Mhm.
And I was maybe too young for the yellow lab, but the chocolate lab was. Dude, this dog ate everything. He didn't eat porcelain in walls. Like
How can you eat a
it ate
toilet?
food. I don't know how you do. I've never even heard of that you do that. But this dog, like, you're not supposed to eat chocolate. Like dogs, you're not supposed to
Oh,
give chocolate.
yeah.
You ever hear that?
Uh-huh.
Well, our old dog, this chocolate lab, ironically enough, my uncle worked at like this lighting place, and it was like, I'm not even joking. It was like 2 foot long by a foot long piece of chocolate, and it was like resembled like like a light fixture or something. I don't know. It was a giant piece of chocolate. That dog ate the whole thing. The
That's
whole
so
chocolate
sick.
bar. And they said he like kills dogs. I know people are out there listening right now. Oh my God, why'd you do that? Well, I didn't do that. We had it in the cabinet. This thing was so fat, this dog, but when it came to food, it was like a nimble hyena, like right up there. First of all, I don't think hyenas are nimble, but like a cat. But he got up there and it would eat, like it ate a whole birthday cake. I think one time it was somebody's birthday, ate the whole cake. Like this thing was so fat
Yeah,
and
we're
out of
never
shape.
gonna have
And
one of those.
But it didn't eat like the furniture or anything like that. But it like when there was food around, it barely could get up. It would like bounce up on the cabinet and get in. That chocolate thing was inside the cabinet, up. You know what I mean? Like up high, and it got in there.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. Lawson
And the
asked
dog was
me-
fine. It lived. So everyone out there clutching the steering wheel right now. Oh my God. No.
Lawson asks me every day for a dog. We saw a lady today. Her dog was hanging out the window. And Lawson's like, look how cute that dog is. Can we not get one? I go, not right now.
No.
Definitely not ready because I don't know, peeing or chewing or shedding.
Eventually, I'm not even joking. I wouldn't mind a dog maybe later on, but right now, I don't know.
It's just too much.
I got to get my grass in order first.
Yeah. And then I just think of wintertime, walking your dog. When
And
it's
then
like
going
freezing.
out, like you have to leave on vacation or something.
And then you feel
know?
bad because you leave your dog. And then you get attached to your dog. And then when something happens to your dog, then you're depressed. And I just don't want to go through those emotions again.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
We had a dog that I remember, it was Coco. She was a Cocker Spaniel. This is when we lived in Louisiana. And my brother was just little. I was probably in pull-ups then, but I do remember my mom like gagging because she would get in my brother's diapers, like when he pooped. And like, yeah, and my mom would be like, I just remember that because we were always outside in our diapers or nothing and just had like a hose. I remember my mom was just always barefoot and always in a tank top and shorts. And we were either naked or just, in pull-ups and diapers.
All right. Well, that's how
like
we're
a
going to wrap
memory.
this up. Well, I'll read something positive. That sounded like a story that you'd send me on a direct message. Like some dog eating a poo diaper. You're like, check this out. I think you want to see
I'm
this
not sending
in the
you
middle of
anything
your work day.
anymore. I send people that I love memes all day.
Send me a positive one.
I send you funny ones. Not all of them are bad. I just sent you the Russian lady because you always say crazy things happen in Russia.
They should have a show called Is It Russia or Is It Florida? And play funny videos, and you have to guess if it's Russia or Florida. Because the craziest shit happens in Florida, and Russia's just,
I saw this
circus.
video, people jumping in a water, and there were like alligators in there. And I was like, who would do that? Who would do that?
People in Florida.
I had a good friend that was from Florida, and she did that. And I was like, aren't you scared? And she's like, they're not going to bother you. I'm like, what are you talking about?
What?
You're going to get eaten.
She jumped in with alligators?
There could there wasn't one near her, but there were alligators that possibly swam in there. She's like, you should come. And I was like, I can't. I got kids now.
There's some crazy stuff. I heard there's more anacondas in Florida.
Anacondas?
Yeah.
I thought they were only in the Amazon.
I think there's more in Florida than there is anywhere else.
Okay, we're never
I don't know if that's
going
true. I
to
think I heard
Florida.
that. Because people dump their exotic pets like in, what do you call that? Like,
Just like in the water?
the
somewhere?
swamps, but there's a name for it. I can't think of it. You know where they drive those boats, the airboats?
Oh, yeah. Like in Louisiana, they do that?
In Florida.
Yeah, I know, but in Louisiana, they do that with the boats that look like it's a huge fan in the back.
The Everglades, the Florida Everglades.
Oh.
So they throw their like pets in there. It's like a perfect breeding ground for like anacondas.
I would die.
Yeah, there's some crazy stats.
I'm scared of anacondas.
All right, let's wrap this up. What are we talking about? Ready? All right, let's read this quote real fast. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Do you know who said that?
I know this one.
Martin Luther King Jr. Did you know that?
Yeah,
pretty
because I've
famous.
heard that one. Yeah, that's a famous one. Thanks,
Yeah.
Martin.
Thanks, Martin. He's got the most inspirational stuff. I know everyone knows who he is, but if you really read his stuff,
Yeah.
it's like really
Articulate.
no, it like applies for today as well. You know, is what I'm trying
Mm-hmm.
to. I was gonna use a bigger word there, but I didn't want to screw it up. I was gonna put applicable. What's the word?
My vocabulary is not
What's the
big.
word I'm thinking of?
Ask Riley.
Applicable?
Applicable.
There we go.
Yes.
I was scared to say that. It's very applicable for today.
Awesome.
All
All right. Guys, thank you for downloading, subscribing, tagging your friends. Don't forget togetherness.com. And do not forget that you can watch us on Spotify. You can watch the videos on Spotify.
You could be seeing our cute face right now.
Yeah. So go over there and watch it.
Hey, we're just happy you're listening. However you take in the podcast, whether it's Spotify or anything else, we appreciate you guys really leaving the messages. It makes us feel good that people are listening. And then when we do get positive feedback, whether it be through the hotline or people that we meet in the street, oddly enough now, it makes us feel really good and it makes our day. So
And
thank you.
Lisa at the ball field, that we forgot her name, that's helping us find the Jardiniere. We're sorry we forgot your name, but her name is Lisa and she's awesome.
And now she's in the third podcast. So she's a regular.
Yeah, there we go.
All
All right,
right.
guys. Have a good day.
You're a real pro. All right.
Bye.